It's exciting to see outdoor sports get back into the swing of things as temperatures start to warm up.
But as 23 News reporter Connor Hollingsworth explains, getting ready for the games starts months before and keep going through opening day.
Workers at soccer fields, golf courses and baseball diamonds are busy bees right now. They know every venue must be ready for an influx of athletes. But local leaders say they are also looking at new ways to get people active and outside.
We have about 300 teams coming in from all over the Midwest, enjoying hopefully a good weekend of weather and soccer.
The Puri Champions Soccer Cup will kick off Friday at the Mercy Health Sports Core 2 in Loves Park. It's projected to funnel millions of dollars into the local economy. Workers say the weather is perfect for field preparations.
Anytime we can get shorts on, it's 80 degrees, sun shining, the grass is actually green and growing, which is not normal for this time of year. It is just absolutely perfect conditions for us.
Sports Core 2 will host a variety of events during the warmer season, some well known, some up and coming.
We do not only soccer, but we do football, we do ultimate frisbee, we do lacrosse, we do Quidditch.
It's not just the Rockford Park District branching out into different sports. The village of Roscoe will explore new ways to get people outside.
There is a sort of self-formed and very organized and passionate Porter Park Disc Golf Association.
One of the more popular trends is disc golf, which catapulted into the public's consciousness over the past decade. Roscoe Village Administrator Scott Sanders says that became a big win for his community.
The village is lucky to be the recipient of a donation of another 20 acres of land adjacent to Porter Park. And so we're going to work with the Disc Golf Association to develop another 5 or 6 holes this spring.
Sanders says recent storms caused a slight setback in field and park preparations in Roscoe, but he assures sports enthusiasts the village will be ready for upcoming events.
Roscoe also wants to bring in more food trucks and expects to create events around that scene.
Yeah, it's something the Rockford Park District started a couple years ago, and what a day for disc golf.
Yeah,
This would have been a perfect day for that.